Okay, Donkey Kong. Hey. What's going on, guys? Trevor from Trevor's Retro Game Collection, and today we are looking at my Donkey Kong collection. We got a lot to dive into today, so we're going to get right to it. We're going to start with the oldest games first, and then work our way to the newest games of Donkey Kong. I'm also going to show you some Donkey Kong collections that aren't video games that I also think are really cool. So stay tuned for those as well. So without further ado, let's dive right in and see this collection. All right, first one on the list, we got an old one. This one goes all the way back to 1982. Way before I was born, but this one here is Donkey Kong by Nintendo for ColecoVision and Atom Family Computer System. That was a long one.
That's what she said.
Like I said before, this one's from 1982. I did have the ColecoVision, but I didn't have the proper connections to connect it to any of my TVs, so unfortunately I never got to try this. But it's a pretty cool one to add to the Donkey Kong collection, that's for sure. It also came with the manual. It's pretty cool. There's the ColecoVision there. Shows you how to play. There's your controller. Pretty cool. But definitely glad that I was able to find this one. I wasn't even aware when I picked up the bundle that this was included in it, so it was definitely a really cool find. Alright, fast forward 2 years, and we are in the Nintendo Entertainment Series. We are looking at the original Donkey Kong 3 Arcade Classic Series. This one again was from 1994. I have tried this one. It's pretty fun. It's definitely different than the first two, but it is still a great classic and another one that I'm glad to add to the Donkey Kong collection. Another one for the NES, we have Donkey Kong Classics. This one includes Donkey Kong 1 and Donkey Kong Jr. This one came out in 1998. It is a reprint of the first two that came out. It has both the games in this cartridge. I am looking for the original Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. as well, but I decided to pick this one up until I can find those two. This one is also a classic. I'm sure everyone has played Donkey Kong, the first one, at some point in their life. Definitely one of my favorites, and another one I'm glad to add to the collection. All right, next we are going to Super Nintendo. These are some of my favorite ones I have ever played for Donkey Kong, and they are the Donkey Kong Country series. This one here is Donkey Kong Country 1. This is one of my favorites of all time. It came out in 1994. I was able to get this fully complete in box. Everything is in there fully complete with a case protector around it. I have so many memories with this game. It is definitely one of my favorites. And this one is going to stay in the collection for a very, very long time. All right, next we have my favorite out of the three, Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest. This one is also complete in box. Very, very clean, very minty. This is the Player's Choice Edition, not as desired as much for collectors as the original, but I was still very happy that I was able to get this one, especially this one, because this one is my favorite of the three. I have a lot of memories playing this one with my friends and my mom and stepdad, so this was a classic, and I'm definitely glad that this one is now in the collection as well. And last but not least, we have Donkey Kong Country 3. Diddy Kong's Double Trouble. This one is probably my least of the favorite of the three.
What the hell is even that?
But still another great one. This one was released in 1996, so each one was released a year apart from each other. I believe 3 came out not long after 2, which I think it was rushed, and that's why a lot of people think that number 3 is the least popular one out of the threes, but still a classic game. I have this one complete in box as well. The box isn't in very good condition up at the top here, but it is still complete and still very nice to have in the collection. All right, now we are moving to Nintendo 64 with Diddy Kong's Racing. This one I remember getting for Christmas actually in 1997. This one came out. This one was a classic. It was kind of like a competition to Mario Kart. I honestly liked this one a lot more than Mario Kart, but a lot of my friends were Mario Kart fans, so I didn't play this one as much as I wanted to as a kid. I was very happy that I was able to find this one, and I am extremely happy that it is in my collection now. Next, for Nintendo 64, we have one of my favorites, Donkey Kong 64. This one was released in 1999. I remember getting this one for Christmas. My cousin just up the road ended up getting this for Christmas as well, and we both played this for days on days. My girlfriend actually got me this one for Christmas last year. I was very, very happy that I was able to add this one to the collection. Thank you. All right, next we are going to Nintendo Wii. Donkey Kong for the GameCube was really not one of my favorites. They kind of went off track of what they were supposed to be doing, and it was not very good what they did at all. So we move over to Nintendo Wii, and I will explain why I don't like the GameCube games.
He's overrated and he's a big piece of trash.
All right, come on now.
One of these days, shut up.
They remade a GameCube game and brought it to the Wii, and this is by far the worst Donkey Kong game I've ever played. It is Donkey Kong Barrel Blast for Nintendo Wii. This one came out in 2007, one of the worst ones I've ever played. I believe it is their next racing game after Diddy Kong's Racing, and they really try to implement the motion controllers with the Wii, and it's just absolutely terrible. This one I actually don't have up on the shelf with the rest of my Donkey Kong collection. This one just sits with the rest of my Wii games. All right, next we have another one for the Wii. It is a remake from 2004 for the GameCube with new play controllers. It is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. This one really isn't that fun as well, but it was an okay game. I will give it that. It is a lot better than Barrel Blast, that's for sure, but at least you're not using the bongos. You get to use the Wii controllers, and it is a half-decent game, I will give it that. I do give it enough credit to go up on the collection shelf, so it is one that I am glad to add to the collection, that's for sure. Alright, next we have my all-time favorite for Nintendo Wii, strictly because they brought it back to the olden days of Super Nintendo, and they made Donkey Kong Country Returns. This is definitely one of my favorite modern Donkey Kong Country games, that's for sure. It was released in 2010, so about 15 years ago now. So I guess it is kind of retro now, but it is definitely one of my favorites and another one that I am glad to add to the collection. I'm really glad that they went back to the old style of Donkey Kong for this, because it definitely saved the franchise, that's for sure, in my opinion. All right, last but surely not least, we have Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Nintendo Switch. This one was a remake from the Nintendo Wii 2014. This one was released in 2018, 4 years later, for the Nintendo Switch. And it's definitely one of my favorites. I am currently playing this one right now, and I've almost beaten it. I have to say it's definitely a challenging game, that's for sure. Donkey Kong Country 2 was probably one of the hardest ones. And then Donkey Kong Country Returns was probably the next one for the hardest. And now Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, I'd have to say the hardest one I've played so far. But it is a really, really fun game, and it's another one that I am glad to add to my collection. A couple Donkey Kong manuals I have here, Donkey Kong 64 and Donkey Kong Country. Just some extra manuals that are laying around that I've added to the collection. I am currently looking to complete Donkey Kong 64. I just need the box now, and then I have Donkey Kong 64 fully complete. Also, I got this pretty cool Donkey Kong coin here. It is from a Super Mario, I think it's like a movie promotion or something like that, but it is a very cool looking coin, that's for sure. Next, we got some plushies. We have Donkey Kong plush. DK. Donkey Kong. Hey. Sorry. And of course, we have Diddy Kong. Had to add Diddy Kong to the collection as well. Next, we have some Donkey Kong amiibos. We got Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, both in their sealed amiibo cases. Definitely glad that I was able to pick these ones up. I actually got these ones from Video Game Mansion. So thanks Matt and Brandon for these. And of course, you got to add some villains to this. So who better than King K. Rool? This is definitely my favorite villain of the Donkey Kong franchise. Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze don't have King K. Rool in it, unfortunately. Maybe one day they will bring him back, but until then, Donkey Kong Country Returns for Super Nintendo is where he will stay. Next, we have an old Donkey Kong action figure. This one came out in 2009. It is a very retro looking action figure. He's a little scuffed up, but still a really cool action figure to add to the collection. And I am definitely glad that I was able to pick this one up. I actually got this one at SDG GeekCon. I was able to actually grab it from a really cool vendor there. Gave me a really good price on it. So definitely glad to add this one to the collection. All right, next we got some old Nintendo Power Donkey Kong Country magazines. These I never even knew existed as a kid. With no internet back in the day, you were really just relied on word of mouth or seeing a commercial with Nintendo Power, but I don't remember ever having these as a kid, but I'm definitely glad that I was able to find them as an adult and add them to the collection. We got Donkey Kong Country 1, Donkey Kong Country 2, Donkey Kong Country 3, and an old classic Donkey Kong for Nintendo Power. I was also able to find these at Video Game Mansion. Thanks again, boys. They actually found these for me and gave me 2 of them for my birthday, actually. So definitely really grateful for these ones. Thanks again, Matt and Brandon. A couple more that I'm adding to the collection here. We have the deluxe Donkey Kong action figure here. This one was actually given to me from a friend at work, so I was really happy when I got this one, and another one that I'm glad to add to the collection. And lastly, we have a little Donkey Kong Hot Wheels car from Mario Kart. I found this one at Walmart, I believe it was, for pretty cheap actually, so definitely a good find there. Well, that about sums it up for my Donkey Kong collection. I am nowhere near done my Donkey Kong collection. I still have a lot more to go. I currently want to try to get the Game Boy Donkey Kong games next, so that will be my next one I'm hunting for. And also because Donkey Kong Bonanza is out now I gotta get a Switch 2 so I can get that. So hopefully we can find that in the near future and we can add that one to the collection as well. If you like this episode, make sure to like and subscribe, comment down below. My next collection I want to show you guys is my Super Mario collection. I have been collecting a lot of Super Mario games all the way from NES to Switch. So definitely keep an eye out for that episode because that one will be coming out soon. Until next time, guys, keep gaming.